right, it is time for Scene Stealers.
Yes.
These are our favorite actors, actresses, artists in the film. Quick recap before we get into our favorite actor in Coffee Town. Episode 1, we did Black Panther. We got Okoye. Episode 2, Tenet, Robert Pattinson. Episode 3, The Living Wake. We put Mike O'Connell on the board. Episode 4, Rounders. We got Matt Damon. Episode 5, Paid in Full, Woods Harris. Episode 6, Us, Lapita. And episode 7, V for Vendetta, Natalie Portman made it on the board.
Natalie.
Who is going on the board for Coffee Town?
Coffee Town. Listen, when you talk about a film that has so many integral characters who make you laugh, who, make you pause, make you cringe, and do all these things. In a film like this, truly, a lot of people feel like there should be no winners or losers, and there truly are no losers in this category. Like, the artists in this film, I really love it. I feel like, if anything, the writing shined more than anything in this film. As good as the acting was in the film. I don't think there's no Oscar performances or anything like that, but as far as it's because there's not that type of film to yield that, but as far as the film itself, it was such good writing that I felt like that was more on display than anything else. So with that being said, for me, on the board, I would like to nominate and bring up and tell you that I think this is one of the first times I've done this to where this person, I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I don't want to foreshadow, Mr. Stephen Little.
Oh, so you're putting Chad up there.
Yeah, no, I'm not putting Chad up there. Chad is up there. So for me, this is my thing. Right off the bat, we don't meet him right away. So I'm looking at the time. Now, don't get me wrong. You're at least in 80% of the film. However, there is never indicated that you're the main character. You do such a good job of just being yourself. It's not like you're trying to beg for screen time. You're not trying to over-insert yourself in the scenes. It's more so sometimes when I'm watching the actual film and you're not in the scene, I want to know what the hell is Chad doing. Mm-hmm. So for me in this film, like I said, I love Dennis's character. Again, we call him Dennis because we always say we love him or whatever. But for me, between Gino and everybody else, everybody that really brought something to this film, to me, it was Mr. Little. Because to me, it wasn't him it's not slapstick comedy. It really shows that he took comedy as a craft. And comedy is timing. Comedy is facial expression. Comedy is being able to get beat up by a guy having Down syndrome, but still have the wherewithal to fight this guy. And so for me, like I say, and for me to even nominate him to put them on this board with all these other people we've had shows you how much I revere him. Like, I literally, I was 25 minutes in, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's him for me. Mm-hmm. Because he was so committed. Like I just told you, they talked to him for a good 10 to 15 minutes, which in screen time is an hour and a half, about we were taking nothing. He was like, well, Newports are expensive. Like, he kept coming up with every reason why that he should take something. They kept trying to say, no, if you don't take anything. And like he said, if you take something, I'm going to kill you or some shit. So to me, Chad really was the guy, like I say, from bringing the sock. Like he was like, well, I got me a mask. I didn't get you one. Even because you can tell, even when they were foreshadowing earlier, that's how Chad envisioned them robbing the place, with them doing the little flips on the roof. I
didn't fill my iPad up with Kanye West to go jogging.
Right. Oh, and then he said,
oh, this is one with Rihanna. That actually is for jogging.
Right. And then right when they go to think, that was 8 Mile. And like, what you do? You do like he was so, you gotta live in the moment. Like, so for me, Mr. Little, hey, listen, I hope I can pull my veto card to put you up here. But I think I'm fighting a losing battle here. But for you, sir, you did it for me.
I will definitely agree, because Steve Little is on my honorable mentions, and because he walks that line perfectly of, like, he gets right to the line of being too absurd, too stupid.
I'm the number one civil rights person. Like, he says that, and he truly believes it.
He passionately believes everything he's saying, all the ridiculousness. He's definitely a strong honorable mention. Of course, I didn't put Ben Schwartz on here, but Gino, he's a very strong character. But these people had their competition with the other actors. The competition was strong as far as who was the one that shines the most. Josh Groban is my other honorable mention as Sam, because it's just impressive when he is not an actor. He is a singer. And when somebody switches crafts like that and proves that they are like a multifaceted talent, and like he didn't just step into acting as like a bit part. His character was really funny, and he brought a lot to it in just his facial expressions. Like, so much was said when that tip was dropped, and it stops him in his tracks mid-sentence. Like, and the heartbreak that comes on his face without any words spoken, but not just heartbreak, but heartbreak that makes you want to laugh at it. So there's a lot of talent there with Groban, and I love him in Always Sunny with his little cameo in there. But I have to put Glenn Howerton on the board as well, because one, kind of like your argument for Natalie Portman, while there was other strong actors in this, at the end of the day, Glenn Howerton is the one that's kind of holding everything together, keeping the story going from point A to point B to C, and he's not just your average straight guy, like your straight character.
Right.
Character straight, not sexual
Not
orientation.
Chad, no, I'm talking about Chad. What's more straighter than... Okay.
He is, he manages to, like, be the wall for everybody else's jokes to bounce off of and be responsive to, but at the same time, he has his own, like the way I said, the way he responds to things is so funny in itself, where he doesn't actually have to be telling a joke with a punchline. It's just all in the reaction that he has to what's going on around him. And I couldn't imagine anybody playing that as well as he did. I have to give it to Glenn Howerton. So we got Glenn Howerton, we got Steve Little. It is a very, very difficult choice, but
it is a very difficult choice, and I don't want to back down from Steven. I really don't. I really do not. I want to say this again. I truly do not. We got to flip a coin on this one, man.
Well, I don't have a... Oh, here we go.
All right. I don't want to back down. We got to flip the coin, guys.
All right, so head...
Steve would want tails.
Yeah, he would. Hear me out. All right, so Steve Little is tails, and Glenn Howerton is heads. And this is so scientific.
It is.
Glenn Howerton, it is. Man, why do you play poker? Because the odds never seem to be in your favor.
Why don't you play poker? Because the odds always seem to be in your favor.
Touche.
Yes.
I think, yeah. Okay.
And that's why you can't choose Team Joe.
So congratulations to Glenn Howerton. You are officially the Golden God.
Yes.
Get up there on the motherfucking board. All right. That concludes Scene Stealers. Let us know who you thought was the funniest person in this movie, because we know that everybody was funny. So who was your favorite character? Let us know in the comments.
That's the trailer.